willpower and discipline will always outwork motivation. I always heard that phrase, throughout my life, and I never really understood it until I fully started going to the gym full time. I've been going to the gym for about 3 years now. Combined, I took a year off from the gym, but combined time about 3 years now. And I'm gonna be honest with you, about 80 to 90% of that time, I had no motivation to go to the gym whatsoever. And that's where your discipline and your willpower come in to the situation. An instance happened today at the gym, and it's something small, it's not anything big, but it made me really think about this mindset of discipline will always outwork motivation. So I was at the gym, and I just finished my workout, and I was doing cardio. I do about 30 to 45 minutes of cardio after I get done with my workout. I usually just walk on the treadmill on like an incline of like 9 to 12, somewhere in there, for about 30-40 minutes. And when it comes to me at the gym, I'm very introverted. Like, that's how I am. I don't like to interact with people at the gym. I don't like to make conversation. I don't like to do anything. I like to just get in, work out, and get out. I don't rush my workouts. I still make enough time for my workouts to make sure I'm getting a good workout in. But just in terms of interacting with people, I don't do that. I like to stay in my own mindset. So I always have music playing. Doesn't matter when it is, I always have music playing. When I'm doing cardio, sometimes I have podcasts playing. That's what was playing today. Actually, I was listening to a podcast. About 10 minutes into my cardio, I plan on going about 45 minutes today, and about 10 minutes in, my headphones die. And for me, I know this probably isn't the same for a lot of people, but for me, with the type of person I am and how I am at the gym, this is the worst thing that could happen. I cannot stand being in a gym with no music playing and just hearing all the other stuff going on in the gym and trying to get my workout done. I hate it. So I was about 10 minutes through my cardio and my headphones died. And I think to myself, well, I could just stop there, and I could just, pick up some extra cardio tomorrow, or just go light for a day, kind of skip a day. And that's when I really started thinking about that mindset of, your willpower and your discipline will always outweigh your motivation. In that instance, I had no motivation to go another 30 minutes on the treadmill. I had no motivation whatsoever to go another 30 minutes, but I did. And I thought to myself, yeah, you could stop right here. You could go a little light for today, but I'm fully dedicated to reaching my goals, reaching my fitness goals. I told myself, you're going to get this. You're going to do another 30 minutes of cardio with no music. I didn't want to do it whatsoever. I had no motivation to do it whatsoever. But I did it. I finished. I did another 30 minutes of cardio with no music, just me and my thoughts, and I did it. And that's the instance that made me really think about your discipline and your willpower will always outweigh your motivation. Like I said, I had no motivation to go another 30 minutes there, but I did, because I had the discipline and I had the willpower to do it. I know that's something small. It's not really that big of a deal. It's a small instance where something like that happens, and I think about that mindset in my head. I've thought about it over and over as I've gone to the gym throughout the years, because it really is true. When you first start going to the gym, you have that motivation. You have that motivation to, keep going. You see a little bit of progress. You get a little bit stronger, and you get that motivation to keep going. But at a certain point, you hit a plateau. And I know everybody does this at the gym. I've done this multiple times. You hit a plateau where, you're not getting any stronger. Your body's not really changing much. Your physique and everything, you're not really changing much. And you just you're feeling a little down, and you're feeling, not motivated to keep going. It's times like these where your discipline, your willpower to keep going, to reach your goals, it has to kick in, or else you're just going to quit. You're not always going to have motivation. You're not always going to have motivation to get things done, to do what you need to do to reach your goals. It's not always going to happen. But you don't need motivation. You need discipline. You need willpower. I tell everybody, strive to be the best that you possibly can, whatever it takes. I always say it's going to suck, because it does suck. But you will get there if you are disciplined enough. Have the discipline, have the willpower, and you will reach your goals.